When do adverbs come before verbs for emphasis? Imagine you're trying to make your point stand out in a sentence. Sometimes, placing an adverb before a verb can do just that. It's a way to draw extra attention to how, when, or how often an action happens. Usually, adverbs go close to the verb they describe, but for emphasis, they can come right before the verb. This placement makes the adverb more noticeable and gives your sentence a stronger punch. Adverbs of manner, like carefully or slowly, are often placed before the main verb when you want to highlight the way something is done. For example, saying carefully, "She wrote the letter," puts more focus on her carefulness than just saying, "She wrote the letter carefully." It's a way to show that her carefulness is important. Adverbs of frequency, such as always, never, or often, are also placed before the main verb to stress how often something occurs. For instance, "I always do my homework" emphasizes the regularity of the action. If you say, "I do my homework always," it sounds a bit awkward and less natural, so placing always before the verb is the best way to go. Common adverbs like obviously, clearly, or luckily are used to highlight the entire sentence or the speaker's attitude. These adverbs often go at the beginning of a sentence or right before the main verb. For example, obviously I agree or I obviously agree. Sometimes they can also go between the subject and the verb for extra emphasis, especially after auxiliary verbs. Like in I obviously agree, the adverb makes the whole statement more pointed. When the verb is a form of be, such as is, am, or was, placing the adverb before the verb can add emphasis. For example, I never was a fan uses never before was to stress the negation. It's a way to make the negative feeling stronger. In compound verb phrases, where there are auxiliary verbs like have, will, or can, adverbs that strongly modify the main verb are placed before the main verb itself. For example, he emphatically denied the claim keeps the emphasis on denied by putting emphatically before it, rather than after the auxiliary. Adverbs that modify the entire sentence or clause, such as no, then, or definitely, are often placed at the start of the sentence to highlight the timing or certainty. For example, now I understand puts focus on the moment of realization. Using adverbs before verbs for emphasis can change the rhythm of your sentence and make your message clearer. When you place an adverb before a verb, it draws attention to that part of the sentence, making your point more powerful. In spoken English, you might pause slightly after the adverb to add even more emphasis. In writing, a comma after the adverb at the beginning of a sentence can help set it apart. To sum up, adverbs come before verbs for emphasis when you want to highlight how an action is done, how often it happens, or to stress a particular attitude or certainty. Remember, placing an adverb before the verb can make your sentences more lively and focused. It's a simple trick that can make your communication more effective and clear.